Okay, thank you everyone for showing up for my persuasive speech today. My persuasive speech is on, of all of the relationships that you have ever had, a relationship with God is the best one. I'm going to tell this to you from my own life experience, and it's going to be a little bit of a biography as to what has happened to me. So we develop our first relationships with our parents. We learn like what love is from our mother. We develop, our discipline and our focus from our father because, typically in a traditional family, he, executes the discipline to the kids. As young adults, we have a crowd that we hang out with. We go to sports events and we have friends there. We go to prom, homecoming, we have friends there. As adults, we develop our relationships with our neighbors and our coworkers, and hopefully we still have strong relationships with our family. But none of that could have prepared me for losing my mother. My mother was the relationship that I had the strongest relationship with. My sister gravitated toward my father's side of the family, and I was inseparable with my mother. She was an artist and she taught me how to draw, and she was my confidant. She was my best friend. My mother and father were having marital problems when I was a kid, and my mom was crying a lot. It made me cry with her, and I wanted to go to church, and I thought it would help my parents with their marriage, but they didn't want to go. I ended up becoming baptized. My parents ended up getting divorced, and the new mother, the stepmother, was the one that my dad was with when my mom and my dad were having problems. So she didn't like my sister and I very much. My sister joined the Air Force, and I ended up running away and getting pregnant. I was a single mom going to college, and that was a lot to juggle, but I was juggling it, and then my mother died. When my mother died, I just was a basket case. I wasn't going to my classes. I skipped them altogether and dropped out of school. I was neglecting my children. The most interaction they would get from me is behind a closed door. They were making their own dinners. They were doing their own homework. They were taking themselves to school, walking, usually. And my children were dragged across the countryside because of the strange relationships that I had. My daughter ended up moving in with my sister. My son ended up getting assaulted, and he became a criminal. That was something that was a turning point for me because we were in Vegas at the time, and I wanted to get him out of that environment, so we moved to California.